Yo, 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 yo. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Got people pulling up already. Thank you so much for clicking on another live review here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. Everybody here, welcome to my safe haven. Thank you so much. And if this is your first time checking out one of my videos, hey, how's it going? Let me introduce myself. My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek. I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four. So I like to talk about superheroes. I like to talk about action movies. I like to talk about comic books. I like to talk about video games. Even though it's been a while since I reviewed a video game, I need to change that. I need to get on that. But I like to talk about fantasy. I like to talk about sci-fi. And I like to talk about Black representation and queer representation. So if that's something that you are into, if you enjoyed this live stream, if you enjoyed the personality, if you enjoyed the folks that I have on, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, become what I call my safe Gaveneers, the people that are subscribed to my channel, and let's continue to grow this train because I always say representation matters and representation equals normalization. So let's bring some representation to this movie review nerd podcast space because there is a place for Black queer nerds in movie review fandom. But anyway, with that said, if you guys can't tell from my previous lives, the background is a little different because right now I am over in Europe. I'm in Amsterdam. And for me, it is 9 p.m. But like, let me flip the camera a little bit. Even though it's 9 p.m., the sun is still out. Like you would think it's the middle of the day. But yeah, so it's a little busyness over here. Or I guess not busyness, a little weirdness because I'm not used to the sun being up. But anyway, not gonna belabor the point. As you guys know, I don't like to do these live streams alone. So we're gonna bring on two of my favorite people every day that they decide to come live with me. I'm always grateful. I'm always appreciative. I love these folks. I always get excited when we get together. So let's bring on. This time we're gonna change it up. Let's bring on Ron first from You Don't Read Comics. So
wow, this is only the second time I've been on.
The second time.
Yeah, I've been on before, Frankie. I'm Ron from You Don't Read Comics. I run a comic book review site. I'm a journalist. I edit. I read most books that come out on Wednesday. If you're looking for an opinions on what to read and what's good and what's bad, you can check out my site, youdon'treadcomics.com.
All right. And then I saved her for last for a reason because she and I was just together to see the red carpet premiere of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Follow us on Instagram if you want to see the picture. She was gorgeous, had this beautiful black girl magic on my arm. People like, dang, you sure you ain't gay? You sure you gay? Like, but yeah, I appreciate it having her with me. It made it a great time. So yeah, let's bring on the fabulous, the gorgeous, the fantastic Frankie.
Yeah. Yo, what's up? So excited to be here.
So yeah, introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's up, everyone? My name's Fantastic Frankey, content creator, influencer extraordinaire. If you like to debate comics, anime, sci-fi, fantasy, definitely pull up. I give some recommendations. I talk about things I like. Honestly, I also talk about Black shows. I'm about to talk about Atlanta because it's getting crazy. But yeah, very, very excited to be here.
So yeah, guys. So with that, we are talking spoilers for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, if you could not tell from the title of this episode. So yeah, if you haven't seen it or if you don't care about spoilers, I don't know, but yeah, because we going
full in.
Deep in it. Yeah, we gonna blow our whole load regarding this one. But yeah, do me a favor if you haven't already, hit the like button. It'll help with the YouTube algorithm, get this video and channel everything out there to let other people know that where the hottest live is going. So yeah, we're gonna do things a little different because we only got Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, everybody.
You got him.
Yeah. Completely forgot about that. But yeah, so
I'm telling your mom Frankie. That's why she liked me better.
Yeah, she was like, "How's Frankie doing? Where's she at?"
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, even though Frankie ain't a mother, we still gonna have and plus everything that happened with Doctor Strange, we're gonna have Frankie take over. For this particular, plus she gonna keep us on time because if I leave, we're gonna be here for 3 hours. But
talking about the outfits and everything, yeah. All right. First of all, before we get started, I want everyone
Thank you, Billy, and yeah,
thank you. We matched. He had the musty out, I had the back out, and the titties.
my musty was full on out.
Yeah. It's funny. We were interacting with people. You know, Mike is gay, so he forgot. But like, men was acting different. He was like, "Why they?" I was like, you know,
they think you got together.
I got the stuff out. Talk about they love my energy. I ain't saying word to them.
That means cleavage.
That's exactly what they meant. But before we get started, I wanted to do a call out that I didn't realize, and then I was like, "Oh, that multiverse of madness initials is mom."
Oh
yeah. And that's a big theme is motherhood. And I thought that was hilarious and very cool. I love a good double entendre. So I wanted to get that out of here. But let's start with you, Mike. What were your initial thoughts of the movie? You've seen it twice, right?
Yeah, I've seen it twice now. I saw it again on Thursday.
As a trailer watcher.
Was it better the second time or worse?
I don't know if it was better the second time, but at least I knew what to expect, more or less, going in. So, but like for me, honestly, like, okay, so going into the movie, red carpet premiere, I was hyped and excited about that. But while watching the movie, at least for the first half of the movie, I was just like, I don't know. I kind of feel like something is off. I did feel like the pacing was off a little bit for the second half. I mean, for the first half of the movie, but then when it really started to like kick up for the second half and then on, like, especially when like Wanda got introduced and everything, I was like really starting to feel the movie, and I was excited. Like every single moment just had me excited, and then just like the story and everything that was happening, and then like this, of course, the spectacle, the Sam Raimi thing, and then the fact that like this movie was way more brutal than any Marvel movie I have ever seen. And blood, sex, gore, magic, that's my thing. So that had me excited. Horror movies is how I got into this whole nerddom fantasy. So I'm like, the fact that this is, I would say, kind of the first horror Marvel movie that we've ever gotten. I love that. And so yeah, despite having little issues of how the movie started, because the movie started like instantly,
immediately.
It was no time. But I do kind of feel like because of that, like certain things in the beginning were rushed. But interestingly enough, the second half, even though things were still rushing, they still took their time a little bit and breathed. And so that's what I started to appreciate a little bit more. But overall, I did really enjoy the movie. I mean, to the point that I went to go see it twice. But I will say, like, after this, and I told y'all before, like, but after this movie, though, I'm not watching any more trailers because the trailers gave away way too much.
Y'all called me crazy.
Yeah. And
y'all called me crazy. You sat me down to watch a trailer with you.
At least the first trailer, though. The first trailer was fine, but then they just kept revealing more and more TV spots and all. And it's like people are trying to justify it by like, oh, they got to get more butts and seats. They got to get the general audiences. Who the fuck in the general audience knows who the Illuminati was? Like, they didn't have to show that in the trailer. Captain Carter, they didn't have to show that in the trailer.
You said the yellow
wheelchair with Xavier.
Wheelchair, yeah.
They didn't have to show that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching. I mean, for smaller movies, I'll watch them. But like Marvel and DC, I'm not watching any more trailers. But so I'm like, imagine how hyped I would have been because I was watching your reaction. Like we had two different experiences because you don't watch the trailers. And I'm like, you know what?
I was moving Mike. I felt bad. I was like, yo, and Mike was like, yeah.
I'm not watching no more trailers.
He was like, why are you hype? I know. And I was like, all right. But like, I was really hyped. Mostly about the cameos. I didn't know about John Krasinski.
I didn't know about that. Like that, I screamed.
Somebody spoiled that for me, yo. Like I was just on Instagram scrolling and I saw like,
I hope that person's sock falls off halfway on their foot and they can't fix it. And they gotta walk around with their sock off their heel.
Stub their toe in the bathroom.
So what about you, Ron? What did you think about the movie?
I thought it was pretty good. Like Mike said, it started with action. The themes were good. Like the only I know some people have other problems with the movie. The only problem I personally have with the movie is like I guess it's weird, but the directorial, like the transition, like the shots in between shots and stuff like that, and how they move from shot to shot.
You didn't like it, or you did?
I did not like it. I did not like it.
Why? You thought it was disorienting?
No, not like the I'm not talking about like when they went through the different dimension and like go through it, like just the regular shots, like how they move. It looked old. I guess because Raimi's old, so maybe
it's very. It was very. It was shot like honestly a Sam Raimi movie. Like this movie and like Spider-Man, like in terms of like the director choice, not the horror. Very, very similar.
Yeah.
So I think that's more like a stylistic.
Yeah. And like Mike said, it was definitely a horror movie. Like it wasn't advertised that way. So like I think a lot of other people went into it and were pretty shocked. It's not like too gruesome, but it's definitely.
I don't know.
The themes are definitely of a horror.
I mean, it wasn't Saw gruesome before a Marvel movie.
Close. They pulled someone's eye out.
Yeah, like
it wasn't a human though.
And the thing that was shocking is like it was more gruesome than like a Moon Knight.
That was the first thing I said. I walked out and said, why was this movie more violent, even beyond?
But even that though, that it was all of that, it makes me a little bit more excited for like Blade and stuff like that when that comes out, because they can do it.
Now you know what the boundaries are, right?
Exactly,
but what I'm saying is, I don't know if that's true because we just watched Moon Knight. That should have been just as gruesome as what we just watched.
That could have been the director's choice as well. So
that's what I'm saying. If they don't got Sam Raimi doing Blade. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know who's doing Blade yet, but I think the story was really good.
Yeah, they still haven't announced a director for Blade.
Yeah.
I thought it was the woman from.
No, she's the writer.
She's a writer. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They bet it's gonna be Ryan Coogler if he got time.
Oh no, please no.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Michael B. Jordan in it.
Why?
He's already been in.
You don't like Michael B. Jordan.
I don't.
Michael B. Jordan.
I do not dislike Michael B. Jordan.
Interesting. Well, all right.
Cool.
Well, I did like the way it reminded me of Infinity War, where the movie just started, right? Infinity War and Endgame were the same way, where it was like, y'all already know what's going on. Let's just get to it.
Yeah,
so
I think that threw a lot of people off too, like somebody who might not have watched like What If and
Why You Here. It's too late. It's too late.
It is. But somebody at some point, somebody like that is still going to review the movie. And
that person should be here at this point. We gatekeeping, and I'm not even saying you got to read the comics, but at this point, especially like a Doctor Strange, they'll probably still release movies that are not as tied in. But Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, even from the first trailer, you knew were very tied to the Spider-Man movie. To this, people were putting out lists of movies you needed to watch, and WandaVision was on it. There was a full list. You ain't do your homework. Don't put that against them. They gave you the tools.
Yeah.
But I think the thing for me. Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah. But like I said, it was a good story. Like the same way I feel about I don't like it as much, but the same way I felt about No Way Home, like. There was an extreme amount of fan service, but you could take that out and it'd still be a good movie. Like that's just like extra, like that's just toppings. And that's how
that was the smallest. The fan service was the smallest part of the movie, right?
Exactly,
like that scene was really small.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. So let's talk about Wanda, which will probably be a big bulk of our conversation. So the intro happens. We see America and a version of Strange. They're going through dimensions. And finally, Doctor Strange, who I guess him and Spider-Man never want to call an Avenger, was like, let's go to Scarlet Witch, right? Which is crazy to me because it's clear she doesn't know much about magic. She's the only witch he knows.
No, she doesn't. It's not that she doesn't know much about magic. She
does now.
She's definitely a powerful magic user.
Right, but if he was trying to figure out what was going on with that monster, and from what he knew about Wanda before, she shouldn't really have knowledge.
What he probably was going to do is use her power to find it out.
That's what I'm trying to get at. That he went to her to use her, and then she said, "Gotcha."
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. And it's funny, even that scene when she said, "Bring America here," I was like, when he said her name.
I had my kids with me. I was like, "Yo, when did he say her name?"
Yeah, when he said,
name.
Yeah, exactly.
But real quick, discuss Harley. Thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. Hi, I missed you guys. Well, we here, so thank you so much for
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for pulling up. And yeah, for those of you that joined the stream, I see we got 26 people in here. Do me a favor, hit the like button, and also follow us on all our social media channels. If you didn't know, Frankie and I went to the red carpet premiere. So if you want to see the pictures, if you want to see the drip, because we can't do drip and drip, check out our Instagram so you can see the pictures.
Agreed.
Follow Ron. Oh, yeah, Ron, you ain't promote your podcast. Follow Ron's podcast.
Oh, yeah. I got a new
it's
podcast.
An episode dropping with all three of us coming out soon.
It's a really sweet episode.
Yes. Ron wanted to be all sentimental.
He was like,
I saw the tears in his eyes in that episode. I was like, who is this guy?
I want to get to know y'all.
Chill out.
Ron want to act like he ain't a softie, but this guy's a big old softie.
Yo, that was fire.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. So we were at Wanda. I was starting off by I just want to slowly build Doctor Strange as who he is as a person and show, because I feel like there's a big issue people are having with understanding that Doctor Strange is not a good guy.
He's not nice.
He's not nice. And that's the first one I wanted to really point out, that like he did not go to Wanda because he knew she would know where they were from. He guessed she probably wasn't, but he was like, yo, she got some magic. It probably will help us, right? Because I'm sure there's some witches that he knows or Wong knows, right?
Yeah, but are they Avengers though?
Are they? And Wanda ain't no.
Or not just that, but are they the Scarlet Witch?
And he was trying to use her for the cheap. He kind of robbed it when you look back at it. He was like, if you do this for me, you help me, maybe I can get you back on a lunchbox.
Exactly. He knew. He said, "Oh yeah, that time you entrapped the child," and that's another thing. He didn't even care what she did in Westview. He couldn't care less.
That was one of our biggest critiques on WandaVision. We like, and of course, this is before we knew that Wong was the Sorcerer Supreme. But even then, we like, where's Doctor Strange? Like, isn't that his whole stick, protecting reality? She's taking over.
Like he said, it was a small.
No, what? It was like 3,000 people. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm getting to the same thing you're getting to. Yeah, like he's not that good.
He's not great, but okay. So
but I've been seeing a lot of people say, so Kelly Demos, the writing was atrocious all around, and saddling Wanda with the female trauma survivor turns evil trope right out of WandaVision was trash.
I feel like Amber heard Johnny Depp's lawyer. Like, yes, thanks for bringing that up. That's Wanda's character. That's Wanda's character. She traumatized. She has a lot of power.
Continuation of her story. The head writer, Michael Waldron, clearly doesn't know how to write women and has no interest in doing the necessary homework. Keep him away from the MCU.
Y'all, to me, as a woman, because who said that? Kevin? What's his name?
No, Kelly. I think she's a woman too.
Oh, okay, woman. Sorry, Kelly. Yes, but yes, as a woman who read the comic books, I thought that this was done better. In the comic books, Wanda's manipulated to do this terrible stuff. So not only is she a woman turned evil through trauma, but she's a woman turned evil through trauma because her brother and her father and people like that are manipulating her by men. So she's manipulated by men, which is something else we see with like Jean Grey, which is why people can't get the Dark Phoenix character right either. So with this, I love that it was her. She evil. Let her be evil. She had a reason to be evil. Everything was taken away from her. To be truthful, most evil characters, that's what it is, right? You get traumatized and you like, F that. I want to do this, and that. She was moving hell and high water to get what she wanted. She wasn't trying to destroy the universe or anything like that. All of the deaths that she was doing, all of the murdering was a reaction to her like, why y'all getting in my way? Just let me do this. The one thing I do think, and that's not the writers, I think that's the storyboarder, they didn't have a fight between herself. Like
that's what I would have liked.
Yeah, I wanted herself to stop her.
Yeah, kind of like Injustice, where Superman stopped Superman.
I think if herself had fought her, there would have been it would have been cathartic at the end, like the way they ended it.
What if they had fought and then? So hold on. What if they were fighting and the boys stopped her or like went to shield her? Like she was about to kill her own self. Like, fine, I was going to take these boys anyway. And then the boys got in the way and was like, no. And then now she's like, whoa, but I'm your mom. Like, why are you tripping about her? You get what I'm saying? That same catharsis would have been taken, I think.
And here I felt I didn't really need to watch WandaVision, Loki, or What If to get any of what was going on. The multiverse event wasn't as mad as they built it to be for me.
Yeah, we didn't see enough of different multiverses.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. Well, WandaVision, I disagree. I still think you need to watch WandaVision to know what was going on. But yeah, Loki, like you didn't have to watch Loki to understand what was going on here. I do wish there was a little bit more tie-ins with regards to that. But yeah, like because I do see a lot of criticism regarding the treatment of Wanda. And I will say, like, yeah, WandaVision was her villain origin story. That's the whole thing that
people don't want to believe that.
Yeah, we're saying to her, in that whole episode, like, she's like, you're not a good person. Like, look what you're doing. You took over this whole town. It was Agatha Harkness that allowed Wanda to see what she was like. She's the one that freed the town and made everybody at the in Westview confront her.
Gonna go try to turn this into like a Daenerys thing when it's not. There's like been, like you said, like a lot of development.
It was 12
tons
episodes.
of development, but because she's I'm going there. It's because she's a white woman. People don't want to see her villainized that way.
And you know what? I even watched back to like Civil War, right? In Civil War, like that was honestly the beginning of it, right? When she started to see people were afraid of her, her connection with Vision, the way they were treated. Because remember, they tried to put her in jail while the Accords were being signed. They were like, you got to stay on campus. People don't mess with you. Da, 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 da. And it started there. But the thing about WandaVision, if you rewatch WandaVision, knowing what you know from MOM, it's a lot more nefarious. In the first episode, she starts to choke that man because he said something she didn't like. And his wife was like, stop it. Stop it. It's way more eerie when you rewatch it. Like she's begging Wanda to stop choking him. At first, when I first watched it, I thought she was asking the guy to stop playing around. You know what I mean? Like it
That made her first. The first she said it multiple times. Like the first time she said stop it, like, oh, stop it. And then it evolved into like a crying.
But Wanda was choking him because she ain't mess with him.
I mean, Wanda can get with her way whatever she wants. She white, she got magic, she can do whatever she wants.
That's wild. She's not a good person.
Yeah. And that's a good point. Like
she's the Scarlet Karen, Scarlet Karen. Like
I mean,
what was the most recent Karen video we seen with the judge banging the gavel and she's like, he's hurting me. He's hurting me. It reminded me of that, yo. And even the conversation that she had with Strange, like you said, Strange is a bad person, but there's levels to this shit. Like she said, she enslaved the whole town, and he got Tony killed. She enslaved the whole town for her own benefit, and he did what he did, which is not a good thing, but he still did it to save the universe. He killed Tony.
You think it's levels to that shit. There's a theory coming out that
wait, let me stop.
Another way.
Yeah, no, I thought that for a second while watching the movie. We got a little ahead when I saw the Doctor Strange statue. Yeah, that like had him because they explained it wasn't that and later.
Right.
When I first saw that statue, I was like, "Oh, Doctor Strange died in this universe saving Thanos. Maybe he saw that he could have died saving Thanos and found one where Tony died instead, and that's what happened." And I think that would have been a better, even darker story. Like really good, but I don't think they're ready for that.
But that would make this Strange better too, right? If he saw there was a possibility that he could
because it makes him a bad person, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? He's not evil, but
my question is,
it's like, nah, I'm gonna save the universe by letting somebody else die when I could have died.
But my question is then why I think he let Tony die on purpose. Why not get that what's the name of that book that they were looking for?
Book of Ashanti?
Why didn't he get the Book of Ashanti?
Well, remember this universe, the main universe, the MCU universe didn't know about it. He thought it was a myth, and it was until America mentioned it.
No, the Sorcerer Supreme knew it wasn't.
Well, yeah, but Strange isn't the Sorcerer Supreme. Wong, he was like, oh no, it's a book.
In the other universe, he was. Yeah.
Once you become,
you find about
you find out.
He didn't even try. But that's what I'm saying. If he looked through all of if he looked through all of the endless possibilities, and one of the possibilities they found the Book of Ashanti.
But that's listen, that's also the one he dies in. Like I said. So why would he use that one?
Because Brian Howard, 616 Strange would not self-sacrifice.
Exactly.
Because even Christine said that, like, you always have to be the one holding the knife.
Like, even that they made sure at the end he couldn't sacrifice himself. You know what I mean?
And the thing that I liked is like
he wasn't really there at the end. It was the the doppelganger or whatever.
I
So he
peeped
wasn't
that.
even
And
there.
the thing that I
Necromancy
liked
is
is like at the beginning with the wedding, like the guy that confronted him, he was like, I keep wondering to myself, could there have been another way? Like, I feel like there could have been another way that you could have defeated Thanos. And he's like, nah. Like, because he wants to be right all the time. Like, it's that privilege.
You can see that he thought about, like, yeah.
I mean, even us as fans, we could think about other ways they could have taken out that. Like, he could have used the portal to cut off his arm, like they did with the other henchmen. Like, there's so many other ways.
But you know what happens with that? I think, like as a comic fan, like say that happened, they cut it and they killed Thanos, and now they have the gauntlet. What happens after that?
Then they fight over the gauntlet, right?
Exactly.
There were some unsavory characters on that planet, you know.
And that's why part of that makes sense to me. Like, yeah, they would have won that way, but then what would have happened? They would have all got corrupted. So, and that's like
what I'm saying.
That should have been a what if episode.
I think Strange would have got corrupted.
Strange would have got corrupted. Definitely.
He would have been.
We already saw.
He'd have been like, I'm the only one that could contain this power. Yeah. So,
immediately, right? Would have been his first. I gotta do it.
Somebody watching this, I could write that. You know, Mom. Yes. I got a pen.
So listen to this. Are we staying in universe with this?
Real quick, Al. What's up, Al? May I ask why she couldn't recreate the boys in her own universe rather than kidnapping another Wanda's?
Because she can't truly create. She'd have to create a pocket universe.
Yeah, I think she did
with the Hex. So she wants someone she can go to Disney World to. And interact with other people, you know.
And then the fact that her kids weren't real, and in the other universes they probably were real, like real kids. You know what I mean? So that way she would have had real kids.
What was dark though? She said, "I need access to the other universes. If they get sick, what was she? You know what I'm saying?
She was using that to validate. She started
using it to validate.
Her madness. You know, the reason she was power hungry.
Yeah. The only thing I was confused about,
he said you could take America's powers without killing her. You could have did that. She said no because there's no chance.
He said you could have just used her.
Yeah, exactly. Just used her. Yeah.
So the only thing I was confused about was like, okay, so they're saying Wanda's kids are alive in other universes. But I'm like, where Vision at? Like,
exactly.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if that might have been a contract thing. That
I was like,
money.
Maybe because Paul Bettany wasn't available, so Vision.
No,
but at least saying like, oh yeah, Dad's at work or something.
But they didn't want to pay him probably.
But at least like a lot, Dad's at work or something. Like
I read them all. I read them all as like him still dying in Infinity War when Thanos came. You get what I'm saying? So like maybe she had those kids, and then Thanos came. They defeated Thanos. Or maybe Vision died.
Or maybe.
Remember, she wanted kids because of him.
Maybe Vision died and she became pregnant when he died, or something like that.
Yeah, like I think what they're saying, what she was saying is, I suffer loss no matter what. But in some of them, in a lot of most universes, I at least get to keep my kids.
Yeah.
That's funny. This is true. How the hell did Mephisto know it was Earth
Mysterio?
616? Mysterio, yeah.
Because I think that was a subplot that they left open to bring Mysterio back from No Way Home, but they didn't.
Yeah, I can't. Could they not? Is Jake Gyllenhaal done?
I don't think so. I
thought he was such a good Mysterio. Even like when I was watching the first half of the movie, I was like, "Why is Jake Gyllenhaal? He's a better actor than this." Yeah. Then to learn that he was acting. Like he was acting, and then how his like total style and persona changed. I was like, damn, this guy good.
Yeah. Are we staying in universe with this combo? Because the real reason Tony had to die was RDJ wanted to be done. So it really was the only way. I mean, yeah, true. But also Chris Evans wanted to be done too, but they didn't kill him.
And then, there were other ways to kill RDJ, right? Like, I don't know.
The Chris Evans thing, something similar had happened in the comics recently, so they got away with that one, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, that I didn't. I'm gonna be a little nitpicky. I didn't like that they named the MCU Earth 616 because 616 is the comics. They have a designation for the MCU, and that's Earth 19999. So I'm like, so that's just me being nitpicky.
It's still Earth 19999. It's just that in their universe they think it's 616. If you really want to get into it.
Yeah, who's the Illuminati? You know what I didn't like was the Illuminati was all from the same universe.
Yeah, that was weird.
That didn't make sense.
That didn't make sense.
I was like, whoa, they all from the same place? What?
Yeah.
How's that fair?
I think it's they include, and they didn't get like a comic book writer or somebody who knew the comics really well on.
They just wanted to say Illuminati.
They
Patrick,
just wanted to say
y'all,
Illuminati.
and I had said
then
this when I was on a podcast.
Let's pull a bunch of cameos up and let's call it the Illuminati.
I said this on a podcast, and people were looking at me crazy, but like, actors need to retire. I was looking at Patrick Stewart, and I felt bad that he had to be on set. And I said, I was like, I'm not trying to be ageist, but like, people shouldn't be working in their 80s.
I don't even think he's in his 80s. I think he might be in his 90s.
Yeah, he too.
Yeah. It's their evil grandkids, yo.
Put him on a yacht. Yeah. And I get it, the money's good. You love to act, but y'all, being on set is not easy, right? Remembering
no, you're right. He's 81. Yeah.
Dang.
He look older.
I didn't. I had to say my grandfather 81 and he looks great.
Yeah, my grandfather's 90. He's still walking. He looked way stronger than this man. But even still, at 90, my grandfather is not trying to be on set all day. I was watching it. I was like, this is.
No, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he's doing it because he still loves it. Like sometimes, they say that
it's not the only thing he's doing. He's doing
Picard too.
He's doing Picard, but sometimes people say the quickest way to die is to retire. So maybe he don't want to retire yet.
I guess. And if he truly wants it, then I'm fine with that. But something I was watching it, I was like, this feel like somebody pressured him to be like, we need you for Picard. Imagine how the people are. I'm not saying he's not being well paid and stuff, but I was watching him. I was like.
I mean, they would have did it regardless. If he didn't want to do it, they probably got James McAvoy to come.
And it would have been just as crazy.
Yeah.
It would have been just as wild, you know?
I felt the same way ever since the trailer was released with the Tyler Perry wig. And this movie was shot. This movie was shot in Atlanta at Tyler Perry Studio. So, like,
I think it depends on. I think it also depends on the actor because certain actors are going to say, "Nah, you can't have me looking like this." And they're going to get their own person and stuff like that. Like you talk about Simone Missick and
he could have got extensions. What's that guy's name? Ejiofor.
Yeah, he probably doesn't care enough. Ejiofor. Yeah, he probably doesn't care.
He better call one of his aunties and they would have slicked his hair down.
Yeah. A lot of black actors, they do. They bring their own person. Like, you got to pay for this. Like,
you know what kills me though is that these wigs be $5,000. And I'm like, I've been seeing girls. They be wild expensive. I'm like, I be seeing girls on TikTok with Amazon wigs laid to the gods. Like, melt that lace.
That's a talent, That's a talent.
But get back to the criticism. Like, mad people are like just upset of Wanda's treat. Like, and I mean, yes, in a vacuum, or not in a vacuum, but in the grand scheme of things, it does play into the crazy, psychotic, emotional woman, or when a woman gets too much power, she goes crazy trope. But for this particular character in this vacuum of this character, like, it works with Wanda. Like, Wanda. Like, that's her character in the comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yes, it
and
does.
It's not like that's, and that's not like that's the only woman you see in the Marvel universe. So it's not like you're saying, "Oh, the women are like this" or anything like that.
We saw a lot of women with a lot of power.
Exactly.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel was there. And I wish she died a little better.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was talking about Carol, but yeah, like, no, I didn't like. We'll get to that later, but like the treatment of black characters, we'll get to that. That's another thing that like I wasn't a fan of, but like.
How did you feel about America?
Wanda killed millions of mutants in the comics with the No More Mutants thing, the House of M, and then not just that, she killed Hawkeye during Avengers Disassembled. She killed
she did more than kill him.
It's only now in like 2022, after like the most recent trial of Magneto, that Wanda finally was redeemed from all that stuff that she did back in 2004.
I still don't forgive her.
We were just talking about what's that timeline looking like before we forget her.
At least the people in the comics, the mutants, it took like that storyline happened. That storyline happened in 2004. It's now 2022, like basically 22 years for her to be redeemed in the comics. So like that's Wanda's character. So like for people to say, "Oh, I can't believe they did," it's like
because people who don't know the character, they just love her for what something that the character isn't. You know, like
exactly.
I think like. Yeah, like they've been building this from the beginning. Like she had to kill Vision, you know. They've been building this, and then they told us about her previous trauma, you know. And it's just like I guess they want to see this white woman who has all this trauma just come back on top and not be a villain.
Yeah, and then also with that, like
because when you're white and you have trauma, people are more sympathetic to it, you know.
Yeah, and then also with considering like consider like this woman literally has the power to warp reality, even though we didn't really see much of that in this movie. She wasn't really warping. She wasn't really warping. She was shooting energy balls, but she wasn't
going through glasses, bro. She was moving through glass.
That's what I'm saying. She was shooting energy balls, but I wanted to see her like change somebody to a tree or some shit. Like
she unraveled. She turned Mr. Fantastic into rubber bands.
Into some fries. Yeah, like
no,
and she can't get rid of Black Wolf's mouth, but I wanted to see like more like
that was
changing people. Yeah. But like what was I saying? Oh, I forgot what I was saying.
So 8-Bit said, I don't like how Strange looked completely useless against Wanda, like no contest. But in reality, that's how it is. And I think that's what a lot of people hated about this movie.
Yeah.
Was that Wanda was so strong.
It is, but like it's like, you know, if he had some kind of prep time, like, you know, he was
everybody always talk about prep time. You don't have prep time for fights.
Batman, you don't always get prep time.
Let me finish. I'm not trying to Batman right now. That's the people that's strange that people expect, like, you know what I mean? But he's not that. Like, and Wanda is just has pure power. It doesn't matter if he knows more magic than her. She just like
also,
naturally talented. She's been training, like Frankie's just supposed to say, she's been training since the end of the WandaVision. Like she's been in her bag, she's been in her book. Yeah.
Not even just that, and talking about like people saying, oh, you don't need to watch WandaVision. This is the perfect example of when you do need to watch WandaVision. They literally said your power dwarfs that of the Sorcerer Supreme. And Strange isn't even the Sorcerer Supreme.
And Strange is not, Strange is not that he's not that long in the game. Doctor Strange happened, let's say 7 years, 8 years, or let's say 10 years ago. Doctor Strange went down, right? 5 of those 10 years, Doctor Strange didn't exist.
Exactly.
And 2 of those 10 years, he was learning magic. 2 of those 5 years. So really, Doctor Strange is a newbie.
I mean, with that though, you could make the same argument about like she just found out that she got magic.
But she found out that she has unimaginable power.
Yeah, it's not like regular magic. Like she just naturally strong, naturally talented.
Strange is not even that great at magic, and not just that, but he been chilling. We saw him; he was chilling in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Ever since he came back, he did what he did, and he was taking no strides to become the Sorcerer Supreme again. He was not training.
Yeah, while Strange was chilling, Wanda was in that book.
He was he had a Patagonia jacket on. He was chilling with some hot cocoa. He was not training for this.
And not even just that, but going back to what 8-Bit Close Fit said, not even because like, and this is also very comic book accurate. Doctor Strange, if Wanda and Strange were to get into a fight, Wanda, I mean, granted, it depends on who's writing, but like Strange is not taking Wanda out. He even mentions like during the House of M event, he was like, this is a type of magic I've never seen. Like he didn't even know chaos magic existed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he was like, this magic spell is so powerful that it reverberates through the entire multiverse. Like I can't undo it. Like I don't have the power to undo this. So Strange cannot touch Wanda if like Wanda's going all out. Like she's more powerful than him. It's just he has the experience. So it's like experience versus raw power. It's the same debate between like Wonder Woman versus Superman. Like Superman has the raw power, but like depending on like
Woman's very close.
But Wonder Woman got the hand. So it's like it just depends on like who can get the upper hand, like with the experience versus the raw power. But real quick, another 1999 super chat. Discuss Harley. You too good to me. It makes me question what truly makes someone a villain and a hero. Your best heroes have the best villains. Yeah, I agree. And also like even take it in real life context. We're all the villain. Like we all see ourselves as a hero of our own story.
Right.
But we're all the villain in somebody else's story. There's somebody that don't like me. There's people that don't like. They're like, yeah, Michael, fuck that nigga. Like, like, and maybe I had a bad day and we had a bad interaction, so they have a negative opinion of me for some reason or whatever. And it's like depending on whose story it is. But in Wanda's story, she's the hero. All she wants is her kids. But like, if you get and the thing I liked about this movie is like. They also didn't let Doctor Strange off the hook. Everybody was telling him like, no, you are a bad person. Like we're not scared of Wanda. We're more scared of you. And it goes to show why it even shows like even though Doctor Strange is more powerful than Wong, he doesn't need to have power because we see what happened with him and What If.
Yeah.
Even in this movie.
And even in this movie.
Wong his boy, and Wong was like, what you trying to do? Like, Wong the whole time was like trying to talk. And one last thing I want to say about the Wanda versus Doctor Strange. Wanda is not here. The Scarlet Witch is her own persona that is way more versed. So the Darkhold is almost teaching her magic and helping her do it on her own. So there's a lot that she didn't have to learn that she's doing out of instinct from becoming the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. That is something though. I was like, I don't like that they did that. Like they kind of make it seem like the Scarlet
Kinda
Witch
like
is
the
a
Phoenix.
separate, like the Phoenix. It's a whole separate personality as opposed to just a mantle, a superhero title. And it's something I do kind of wish they leaned more into because this is a spoiler, chap. Wanda's not dead. I don't think Wanda's dead.
No, she's gonna get a movie or something.
Yeah.
Like she
signed for a movie.
Rule
number one in all fantasy shows or anything. If you don't see a body,
no funeral. Don't even say a body. I need to see le funeral. Okay, I need to see dead. And even then, what was I watching? They had a funeral and they're like, "What did I bury?" Into the Red Hood. They're like, "What did we bury?" And he opened up they had a funeral for Robin. They opened up the casket and he wasn't there no more. Like never.
So yeah, Wanda's not dead. But my whole thing is like, where did they go from here with her character?
She's
irredeemable. We know they're
she's
gonna try to redeem. No, she's a white woman. They're gonna try to redeem her.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying she's irredeemable.
So that's my question. I'm like, where are they gonna go? Like, how are they gonna do? Because they don't have 22 plus years in comics to do all that.
They sacrificed a whole black person to destroy the Darkhold. So no, it's not gonna.
Yeah, they did. Yo.
Yeah. Plus we know. Yeah, her kids are coming back for the Young Avengers, so they gotta have Wanda come back.
But I think that's a different Wanda that they're gonna have come out. I think 616. Wanda may be gone. So speaking of Young Avengers, how did y'all feel about America Chavez's character?
I think she did okay job. Yeah,
I mean, I like Xochitl Gomez.
Yeah,
for what she
did.
To
like her more.
Yeah, I'm liking her more. But she was a little bit of a plot device. Because also, like, if Wanda's a Nexus, the character, why do they even need America Chavez?
Yeah, because she's not Nexus being in MCU.
But they kind of said, they said it in the WandaVision.
They did, but then they like I said, Marvel, they leave these breadcrumbs and they decide not to use it. They just won't use it. You know, they left that there. Like we saw the character from Inhumans. We saw Black Bolt. Like we pretended that Inhumans didn't exist at all because it was so bad. But like Marvel never officially announced that. They just left it there.
Excuse me, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they have an incredible Inhuman story that spans over 3 seasons, and it is fuego. Please watch it.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like a lot of people talk shit about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I would say
we didn't see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in this movie, and it proves that it's worthless. It doesn't matter.
Shut the fuck up.
But during the era of like
during the Arrowverse, the Flash superheroes. But I'm saying during like the era of like the Arrowverse and all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think was the best of the show.
So much better. Okay, so much better than the Flash. And I'm talking about
season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The framework, not even just that, but the Ghost Rider half. Come on,
my God, I'm getting hot thinking about it. But they're in television. The way that they explain their genesis, the way that they get Inhumans, so they do all this stuff to stop it because they're trying to do Terrigenesis around the whole world. Spoilers, which would kill anyone who doesn't have Inhuman DNA, right? So what they then do is it falls into the ocean. They make fish oil pills out of it, which means that it's not deadly to people. But if you are a human, it turns you into a human. So then it's into incredible work. Do not at me. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are better than a lot of Disney Plus shows at its peak.
No, yeah, I agree.
Ooh.
Yes. Ooh. Season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5. Better than all of the Disney. I'm not.
Spicy.
Season 6 was good too. Like it wasn't the best
when they were Kree Warriors.
Season 6 was when they started. They started when Coulson came back.
Nah, that was all right. Yeah. That was.
I'm saying it wasn't the best, but it was still good. Like it wasn't like I look at all the other shows like Arrow, Flash. They like fell off and they fell off hard. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was like, oh well, this season wasn't as good as the last one, but it was still good.
Incredible. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does 2 seasons in 1 season. It's 22 episodes. So they do a 12 episode arc and then they redo it. So it's really like 12 seasons, Ron.
I get it, yo. Y'all like Agents of Shield. All right,
No,
let's move
you
on.
can't get it unless you
You
watch
a hater.
it.
You're a hater. You're a hater. You ain't
You're
even
a
watch it. You ain't watch
hater.
it.
You're a hater. I don't want you talking about Inhumans like Agents of Shield and give us Inhumans and did it well. Get me tight, yo.
And time travel, but yeah,
And they did time travel, right?
For those that want to see how she comes back, read Young Avengers and Children. Yeah, but that's different though, because Wanda, she didn't kill herself or whatever in Children's Crusade. Like she just disappeared. And then she went over with we still haven't gotten Dr. Doom yet. Dr. Doom was a huge part of Children's Crusade.
Yo, when I first saw the Ultron bots, I thought they were Doom bots. I was like,
me too. Me too. I was a little hype. But
also just goes to show how better Reed Richards, because I'm assuming they're applying that Reed built the Ultron bots, and they're going to say, yeah, Reed built those Ultron bots. They would have been better. But speaking of Reed Richards, did you catch the little Easter egg that kind of teases how they're going to introduce Reed in the movie? Because when they said introducing the smartest man, Reed Richards, and Doctor Strange was like, didn't you disappear in the 60s?
Oh.
So I think they're like in the quantum realm or something.
Yeah. Which is what I thought. Yeah, I figured they were doing that.
You know,
like,
it better be. It better be. I hope it's not.
That proves that they're in the Ant-Man movie. You know?
But I hope it's not just for like John Krasinski.
Kang is just I don't know if they're gonna. Well, we already know who. Maybe. I don't know if they're gonna go with Kang being a descendant of John Krasinski.
I mean, he's thousands of years in the future.
Yeah.
They could, but
I just want
the swirl. Like I got white ancestry in me. Like so. Like I'm still black. I'm still blickety black.
Yeah.
I don't know if blickety black is.
Don't
describe you as. You're medium black.
Nah. You like
you
like
We're not talking about me. We're not talking about me right now. That's crazy.
Nah. There's a picture that I posted on Instagram. It's the three of us together on Ron's podcast, and Frankie's the lightest one out of the three of us.
I'm directly under the lamp.
Nah.
I'm directly, y'all get me tight. They had the ring light right on me.
I'm like, I'm gonna answer. The sun's still out, and I'm still brown.
Frankie middle skin.
Middle. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my only fear is I don't think people know what a problem Dr. Doom is, and personally, I think Dr. Doom should get his own movie.
No, out the gate.
At least
the origin story is fire.
I want them to do the
for his origin story to pop off in a Doctor Strange thing would be crazy.
But like, why are they afraid to do a movie on a villain?
I don't know. I don't know because Infinity War is a movie about a villain, so.
Yeah,
they should know they could
this
do
movie was a movie about a villain.
This movie about a villain.
Even though it was Strange's movie, I still feel like it was more Wanda's movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But no, I want them to do a Disney Plus Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom Triumph and Torment.
Ooh,
I would love for them to do that.
Dirty, you talking nasty? I don't know.
That's the way they could have introduced whatever they're doing with Black Panther. They could have had Doom come from Vibranium and Wakanda. They could have did Doom Wars.
There's a lot.
They could do that. Yeah, there's a lot that they could do.
They got Namor coming. There's a lot that's about to come out.
I thought Namor was going to be on the Illuminati or something.
Yeah, but we don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Marvel zombie, the Doctor Strange zombie, like that had me hyped.
It had me hyped, but I also was like, this man is out of control.
Yeah, he is.
He is crazy.
Yeah, I was glad at the post-credit scene because this is like there's no way he was going to use the Darkhold and not see a consequence from it. Like just because he's doing it for the right reasons, that doesn't mean anything. He's still doing something bad.
But it makes me wonder what's gonna, because like that third eye thing, that's not. I don't think there's a comic book reference. There's one moment where he does to try to get rid of the incursions, where he summons a whole bunch of demons in him, and you see a third eye open, but it turns out like it looks like this third eye is gonna stay. So like,
I think it's a new power.
Dang, they calling you out, Frank.
Yeah.
I thought they're gonna go like remember in what was it World War Hulk? No, Planet Hulk when he fought Doctor Strange. Hulk crushed his hands.
He
had to start using dark magic.
We passed that.
Yeah,
they
already. I know they're not gonna do that, but like now I do Hulk. But I'm saying like tap into that same dark power.
But yeah, even with this, even though we got Xavier, they still didn't name drop mutants.
Yeah, they didn't say Wanda's father.
Well, I don't know because they're saying Wanda's not a mutant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
the 616 version of Wanda isn't a mutant, but maybe the version that she went to go steal the kids from.
I wanted to know what was up with that version of Wanda. Like, so I was like, yo, does she have powers? She about to go
She
take
did have
over her body?
Yeah, she did have power, but
We
she
found out
wasn't.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
but
wasn't
she wasn't
actively using them.
she
Probably.
wasn't the Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So are they saying this was a big debate I was having too? Is the Scarlet Witch a Nexus being? Because there are other Scarlet Witches, right? We saw that in What If?
Multiverse Madness. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Multiverse of Madness. We saw another Scarlet Witch.
I mean, oh, you said multiple Scarlet Witch, not. Oh, okay. I was saying Wanda Scarlet Witch. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Scarlet Witch. Okay, it's the Scarlet Witch, not Wanda.
Yeah. She's a Scarlet Witch in What If, when in the zombie episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess
not. The one where Vision was feeding her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was she a Scarlet Witch or was she Wanda?
She was a Scarlet Witch. She was dressed as Scarlet Witch.
She was dressed as Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe I guess not. They're seeing, even though they teased it in WandaVision, they're basically saying America Chavez is a Nexus being because she doesn't have any other versions of herself. She doesn't dream.
She's singular. Yeah, she's singular.
Yeah, she's singular. And going back to like the America Chavez reference, like I liked Xochitl Gomez, what they brought to it. I'm still not a fan of the fact that they whitewashed her.
They didn't cast the
and her parents too. Like her parents are dark skinned too.
Yeah.
And like. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. And then also, guys, if you don't read the comics, America Chavez is a lesbian, but you wouldn't know that watching this movie.
No,
I mean, when she
somebody
to get some butt though.
And yeah, no, I know somebody mentioned that. It was like, well, this isn't her movie. When would they have time to talk about that? It's like I'm not saying I want them to go into her having a love life, her dating and everything, but this is my concern.
She had
a flag, some beads.
She had a flag.
But you can say that's for her parents.
I don't know.
But this is what I was going to say.
You'll find out that that's not true.
This is what I was going to say. This is my fear and concern with regards to like the America Chavez thing. It's just like I find it very curious and interesting how out of the three queer Young Avengers characters, Billy, Tommy, and America Chavez, they all are kids under the age of 18, played by kids under the age of 18. And my fear and concern is that that's their way of Marvel and Disney's way of saying
around love scenes.
Yeah, here are the queer characters that you know and love, but because they're kids, we're not going to talk about and go into their romance and love life and queerness. Yeah, because they're too young. We can't talk about that. They're kids.
China banned the movie when I saw the scene that they banned the movie for, I said, "Oh nah."
Yeah, it's Saudi Arabia.
It was crazy. So like, imagine them actually. I don't know. But Fastos kissed his man.
Yeah, and they still let it happen. Even and that movie got banned too, and they still went with it. So I'm like, if you're gonna introduce the characters, be brave. Like obviously, this movie, like you go to the box office, it's the second highest grossing movie of 2020 under 2022 under Batman. So it's gonna make money despite even Shang-Chi banned in China because of Simu Liu's comments against China. It still made money. So clearly we don't need China or Saudi Arabia. So if you're gonna do it. But like that's my fear. They're not gonna do it. That's why they cast them as kids.
I felt like
that's diabolical, yo.
I felt like they Aunt-Vibbed America Chavez. Like they turned her into a lighter skinned version, and then because
they depowered not even just that, but they depowered her.
They depowered her. But remember when they switched the Aunt Viv, she went from the strong,
black woman,
outspoken black woman to like a
arm candy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and America Chavez, like she don't
in the comics, she's like a big badass, like, and she has like super strength, could fly, and all these other crazy powers. You know, they kind of like dumbed her down a lot,
and it's okay
to
for
allow her to be a plot device.
I was fine with her not knowing how to use her power yet, but the way that she was acting and moving, I was like, this is not America. America don't play that.
Exactly.
America, like personality wise, is way different. But I'm like.
And then her fight scene at the end, like I'm a stickler for fight scenes, and it's just like learn how to throw one punch or something. Like
I mean, the actor is 14. Like
if y'all ever watch Barry, there is a 14-year-old actress in an episode where he goes to kill a judo master, and his daughter pulls up and she's throwing hands. At 14, you could throw hands.
Yeah.
You can be a black belt, and I'm talking about actor wise. They could have found a black belt, a dancer who knows how to move. America Chavez in this version is she's been jumping universes and training other Doctor Stranges. Why is she not better at protecting herself? You know what I mean? And he had to do one line to get her to figure it out. He said, "Yo, trust me yourself."
She said she's been to 72 different worlds. Like, she clearly had to know. She should know like a little bit of something. How do you like, as opposed to like, I can't use my powers at all. As like getting a line from one white man. Do you think
the fact that she couldn't use her powers makes her a mutant?
Oh, because she's younger?
Mm-hmm.
No, she had her powers. She just didn't know how to use them. She wasn't trained. But her origin, the way they showed her origin, it looked like a mutant origin, did it not?
Yeah.
A beast thing though. Come on, like I feel like they also took away the agency of her parents. Like her parents died trying to protect her, not because of some random accident.
I will say that, but that's how mutants are or normally find out about their powers, right? Some random thing happens, and
you
they like
somebody
kill
by
someone.
accident. You free somebody by. That's all of the origin stories were like that back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean, they could.
Bro was just trying to get some buns, and she killed.
They could say she's a mutant, but I'm also confused because they also got her learning magic now. So I'm like,
yeah, I was like, what? Bro?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah,
I do wish.
I think because she ain't got nowhere to stay, bro. She's just from a different universe. Like,
yeah, but how does she have? I'm not saying she shouldn't be a Comatage, but how she got magic? That's a whole separate ability.
She can't even open it though. She has like. I think everybody has that amount of magic.
But you saw the sparks though.
I think she had enough like the.
No, Doctor Strange had that amount of magic too.
Yeah. And that could do a whole slinger in itself. You know
and also with that, I was expecting to see him at the end training. Like if they don't go anywhere with that storyline and they just used it for No Way Home, that'd be a waste.
He's gonna become the Hobgoblin.
His contract is up.
He's gonna become the Hobgoblin.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah, that's gonna be fuego. They got 3 more movies. No way he's gone. What else is he doing?
Let's jump back to like the Wanda versus Comatage, like that shit.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna dance around that and say that she didn't kill anybody, she just knocked everybody out. But they're like,
they showed people with charcoal.
He killed people out there. Like,
even
I think at this point, white people were still defending her. Like,
they are. People still are defending her. Not just white people. I've seen plenty.
It's the black people that want to be
like. What would you do for your children?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. Every villain, most villains, right? We've evolved from when villains are just mustache twirling people. People are villains for a specific reason. There's something everyone has trauma. What makes you a villain is how you respond to said trauma.
And not even just that, but like I mentioned, what makes you a villain is somebody's perspective. Like there are people that don't like you and they consider you a villain in their story. So like. I'm just saying, I said the same thing too. Like, fuck
no, I agree.
Gay nigga.
I agree. And you know what? Most of you see, like the art people bring me is as a villain, right? Because to some people, I'm just talking down on them and being condescending.
Yeah, fanboy fighter.
Exactly. To other people, I'm protecting them, and that's the same thing, right? She feels justified in what she's doing, and now she's like, "You murdered people." You went a route that killed half the universe. Why are you better than me?
Yeah, why is it that when you break the rules, people excuse me, but when I break the rules,
it's what they broke the rules for reasons for.
She thinks that she has a reason.
No, she thinks her reason is just as good.
And that's why I was like, I kind of wish they kind of did lean more into the fact that and they did say it, like, she is being manipulated by the Darkhold. It's not just one. It's not like Wanda just woke up one day and decided to do this. Like, no, they even kind of talked about it with Strange in the other universe where he used the Darkhold. He was becoming more and more corrupted, and so they had to kill him. And so they did lean into that. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's not like going to people's criticism that Wanda's never showed this level of darkness and everything like that before. But they said she's been manipulated by the Darkhold. She even had the black fingers.
Yeah, I do wish. I think this movie would have been totally different if we found out, or they really leaned into the thought of Doctor Strange had other ways of defeating Thanos that put him in a terrible life or resulted in his death. That would have changed this movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Would have been totally different if we found there was one other way that would have resulted in his death.
Yeah.
Or this movie would have been totally different, right? Because now it's about choices.
They killed that idea with them making the Doctor Strange from that universe evil, but it would have been better that way.
Because we also kind of see that it was, in some ways, it kind of go into a little bit with the Illuminati, showing that they killed Thanos without. They didn't mention that half the universe was blipped.
Yeah, but
and Illuminati, and I feel like they're not as strong as the event, because like, what's Reed Richards going to do against? I mean, granted, besides, I mean, his intelligence, but like, what's he going to do against the Infinity Gauntlet?
No, Reed Richards is a problem. Not in the MCU, but like Reed Richards in general would have had something. He would, first of all, Vision.
He would have knew Thanos was coming before the Hulk landed on the planet. He would have.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. No, don't play my man. Captain Marvel.
No, Reed Richards was the problem. Yeah, I get. But I'm just saying, like,
Xavier would have had Thanos.
This Reed ain't seen that smart. This Reed ain't seen that smart. He told Wanda, like, don't do nothing, Wanda. Like, Black Bolt to kill you. Like, he gave away the whole plan.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I couldn't. I was like, when he said that, I was like, "What, John?"
I knew he said that. He set him up because I knew right after that his mouth was gonna be closed. I knew right after that his mouth was gonna be closed.
That was just slapstick writing. But even still, Black Bolt could. You get what I'm saying? Like, Thanos, that Avengers is a way different team than the Avengers that we had, right? Who was fighting Thanos? Thor was fucking around. Like, it was a very different Avengers team than that team that seemed to be very together. But Charles Xavier, I think alone could at least subdue Thanos.
Yeah, no, Charles Xavier. I feel like Charles Xavier could have. That's the reason Wanda. I feel like the Wanda killing Xavier, that was way too easy. I'm like, in the astral plane though.
In the astral plane, I attributed to Charles Xavier being so frail. This was not. He was so old.
His body's frail, but his mind should still be like.
No, your mind goes with your body, Papa.
Nah, this normally.
And I think they killed him the way they killed him, is so they didn't have to do an action scene with him. Like, no action scene.
But that was the whole plot of Logan. That his mind was gone.
This ain't the Logan Xavier. This the.
But what I'm saying, we don't know that. No, we
could. Because
it's for sure not that one. Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're showing that his mind does go away, right? That his mind doesn't stay sharp as his body. And to be honest, if his body was deteriorating and his mind wasn't, he would have switched bodies.
Yeah. But Brian, that wasn't Monica Rambeau. This wasn't the Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel, but this is Maria Rambeau. So basically, in this universe, I'm assuming
Maria or was it Monica?
It was the mother.
I know it was the mother character, but I was wondering, is she Monica in that universe?
Like, is her name Monica? No.
I don't think so, but
they said Maria Rambeau.
This is how I took it. This is how I took it, because Maria and Carol both were in the Air Force together. I think instead of Carol getting the power of Captain Marvel, it went to Maria. So she has the same powers as Carol. She doesn't have the same powers as Monica Rambeau.
Right. But if you notice, her uniform was the same as Brie Larson, the Kree uniform she was wearing.
But even still, I'm like, Captain Marvel. She shouldn't be dead. Like, a statue fell on her. Like, come on, she should be able to lift that up.
That was like
one-handed, bro. Like,
I did appreciate that her death was probably like the least glorious. So
they killed so many black people.
But I was gonna say, but also getting with that, like, I wasn't a fan of the treatment of the black character. Granted, there was only besides Chiwetel, but there was only 2 of them. And then the crazy thing about it is, like, the woman that killed herself for Wong, they introduced her at the red carpet.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's got a big role. I'm thinking she's about to have a big role. Like, she's a major character. Like, introduced as such and such, and the audience were like.
So I was like, yo, this girl about to say the universe by advocate. I was hyped because they had her come out with Wanda, America, Wong. That's who she came out with. So I was like, this chick. She did just as much.
She about to throw down, but like, she was basically an extra.
Yeah.
The guy who said run, the guy who let down that shield. Also, I was like, how one guy letting go of the shield, and nobody else could put him slack.
When he ran, he was bumping into
the What a punk, yo! I saw that. I said, oh,
but that had me hyped though. Scary, though. I was like, well, she was like, run.
Yeah,
that was to me one of the scariest.
That part when she was coming down the hallway, like walking like a zombie, like It was
Even
really
when she was
suspenseful.
coming out of the Mirrorverse.
Yeah, like that. It's like whole body. Like this movie had body horror, gore. Like
yeah, but that run was so creepy to me. It was like, because the way she pulled up, she's like, it's like she swam up behind him. It was fire. It was fire.
But yeah, but that whole thing, like, it didn't know. I'm at least glad that she didn't sacrifice herself for a white man. But I'm tired of black people being sacrificial lambs or whatever in these movies. Like, you think about what pissed me off about Monica Rambeau and WandaVision, sacrificing herself for kids that didn't, these white kids that didn't need to be. They got powers. What you jumping in front of a bullet for them for?
I do think that Monica Rambeau was missing from this movie because she should have been her conscious.
Not even just that, but like Wanda knows who Maria Rambeau is because she knows who Monica is, and she went to Sword. So like there was no reaction from her when she saw Maria. It was like, oh snap, you're Monica.
She never saw her though. When did she see her?
No, she never saw her. But
so
I'm pretty sure because they got her whole.
She never saw her.
They got her pictures in Sword, and she went to the Sword.
She was not checking for the Sword for some. You reaching? Some randos.
So
name me 5 people that's in the library. The last building you went to. The last municipal building you went to.
I'm in a hotel, so they had a picture of it. Let me stop.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She ain't see that. And she didn't hear her name. She just saw someone fighting her. But that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine if Monica pulled up and was like, you killed my mom. Again? Imagine she had to watch her mom. Like, imagine if she killed her and Monica was like, you killed my mom. I had to watch my mom die twice. You know, like, I don't know. I just think she was missing, but I think it would have been too much.
But we will see her in Secret Invasion and
but we needed her. Why she built that relationship with Wanda if it wasn't gonna lead to
it's
anything?
over.
I agree. Like I said, I'm tired of us being the sacrificial lambs, and especially when you introduce her as a main, kind of like a main character. It's like, come on now. Like,
my question was, where's
like I said, I'm glad at least it was for Wong. At least it was for Wong, because otherwise it would have been for like Doctor Strange.
Hopefully they give us a brother Voodoo. I was waiting for that. Like
I did have a question.
Or something like that.
How did he know that he did that spell for Spider-Man if he didn't remember who Spider-Man was? I thought he was supposed to.
I think he doesn't remember who Peter Parker is.
I don't think he knows who Peter Parker is, but he still knows. Remember at the end.
But how does he know he did that spell to forget who Spider-Man was if he forgot that he did that spell to do Spider-Man?
No,
I don't think he forgot. He
doesn't remember the forget spell, but he remembers the multiverse with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because remember, he was like, I have some experience with the multiverse with Spider-Man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, why does he remember that?
Because remember at the end of the movie where Peter was standing next to May's grave and Happy walked up and Happy was like, how do you know her? He was like, through Spider-Man. And he was like, yeah, me too. Your thing is muted.
Yeah. I know. I'm sorry. I was being asked the question.
Oh.
What were you saying?
I was saying, remember at the end of the movie, at the end of No Way Home, where Peter was standing next to May's grave, and Happy walked up, and Happy was like, "How do you know May?" And he was like, "Through Spider-Man." And he was like, "Yeah, me too." So they still know They still know who Spider-Man is. They just don't know Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then nobody knows who Peter Parker is at all.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. But when he said it, I was like, "Why he remember this?" You know, like I thought it was that anything revolving around Spider-Man, they don't know. And now they know Spider-Man is just some anonymous hero in Queens.
Yeah. So that's just what it boils down to. They don't know who he is. But I wish they kind of went more into that. Like they didn't really explain.
I mean, they never even explained where his powers come from. Did Tony Stark make the radioactive spider in this universe?
But remember they announced like there's a Disney Plus show called Spider-Man Freshman Year, so they're gonna get into it.
Really?
Yeah.
And who's with Tom Holland, or is it a cartoon?
It's a cartoon, but
it's gonna be the guy who from What If, who I thought was Tom Holland. That's
he did sound just like him.
Yeah, the guy from What If is gonna voice him.
I think that's excellent. I think that's great.
He sounds exactly like Tom Holland. I thought it was Tom Holland.
I thought that was him. Yeah. It's funny. With the What If, some of the voice actors I like better was weak in this movie, but I see this as a preview. They're getting the show they deserve. Hopefully.
Yeah. But also,
Hopefully,
I see
Wars
this
and
as a version of the Illuminati. Not
Yeah, and I thought
Yeah.
like Mike was saying, it would have been cool if they each came from a different universe, you know, but it would just.
This is a perfect time, honestly, to
Yeah.
recast Iron Man and stuff too. Now
If
that
they
they're
want to, they
opening,
can introduce a younger Iron Man from another
Yeah.
universe.
I mean, we're
That's
already
another
getting Riri, so she's the new
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But
We
you
got
know,
we
really
got
not
Doom
the
Wars
same
coming
time.
up, so
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So
But-
yeah, let's what did y'all think about the finale? The final fight?
the final fight between
Strange and just that whole thing. Him
I think it was cool
raising
him
himself
using
from the
music
dead.
and stuff like that. But I think
Yeah.
that it was like but the scene before that was my favorite scene.
Yes.
The where he fought Doctor Strange and they were fighting with music notes. It reminded me a lot of
Yeah.
Fantasia. I was gonna make a meme with like spoilers without context and put Fantasia on it. Like,
And it's funny,
Yeah.
actually, somebody else hit me up and was like, "That's when I was like that moment was so stupid. They're fighting with music notes. Really, this is dumb."
it's
And I'm
magic
like,
as fuck.
I thought it was funny. I thought
Yeah.
it was, and I thought like that's so totally Doctor Strange. And Frankie said
Yeah.
this when she was next to me, like he's flashy. He would do
Yeah.
some dumb shit
He
like that to
loves
show
me.
off, even
Mhm.
with himself, showing off with himself.
Because
Like,
that's what they both were doing. It was a
Yeah.
pissing contest at that point, right? Like, who
Yeah.
you? Who are you?
And
I
thought
like
the
that
score-
scene. I thought
the
that was
score
very
with
Doctor
Danny
Strange.
Elfman was like,
Yeah.
I thought the score was great.
And then with like you said, the final scene was with him and Wanda. I thought it was good that he controlled controlled dark magic and used it. And I love that the fact that we after the post credit scene that they had some recompense for that. I actually think that like Wanda thinks she destroyed the dark hole, but like a little bit of the dark hole was in Doctor Strange. And
Is that what they were saying?
Maybe Chthon. It could be Chthon, like in his head.
Yeah, I do wish they like because they mentioned Chthon.
Mm-hmm.
Where he at? Like they keep mentioning these other.
Where he at? Yeah. What he doing?
So like I would like to have seen like a lot of these dark entities that we don't really because the only one we've really seen was Dormammu.
Yeah.
But like I want to like where's Nightmare? Like I want to see these other dark entities show up.
Yeah, people were talking. There were rumors about Nightmare and stuff. So.
Everybody, I think that's why people really mad. They wanted Wanda to be controlled by Nightmare,
or something like that. It can't be.
I mean, they did kind of say it though.
It can't be this white woman's fault.
But not even that. I took the Darkhold being like a Horcrux, where it was amplifying your darkest thoughts, not that it was like
making you a different person.
Well, no, it's not. It's not literally controlling her, but yes, amplifying her most negative emotion,
which is still her. You know,
yeah, still her.
You know, so I don't know. I didn't like how America Chavez learned her powers immediately.
I was not ready for zombie shit.
I wasn't ready, but I was like,
no, that was dope. That was dope.
I didn't see that coming at all.
I felt like he planned that. He said, "Whoa."
He did plan that.
He's like, "Let me just bury him right here, just in case."
Just in case,
because he could have burnt him or something. You know, like why not cremate himself instead? Why keep a body?
He's had his mind on the Darkhold since the beginning of the show. He went to Wanda. He wanted to use the Darkhold too.
And I feel like that's probably why he went to her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because you can't tell me him being a sorcerer. You can't, because like this man sensed Loki the moment he showed up in Thor Ragnarok. You mean tell me he don't know? He didn't sense Wanda using the Darkhold?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It was that, and it was him being like, "Oh yeah, what Westview? Ain't nobody tripping about Westview." I was like, "Yeah."
I think this movie was beautiful, but story wise, this could have been an episode of WandaVision. The writing wasn't strong, and the plot didn't move the MCU very far.
Well, okay, let's talk about what the Illuminati were talking about. Then when we were talking about incursions, like. They opened up the entire path to Secret Wars, like Hickman story, like that.
It definitely opened up.
Talking about more than Spider-Man No Way Home. That was almost a contained story.
Yeah,
like it doesn't need to push MCU very far, but like what we saw with them now, he knows and she knows how to control jumping universe. America Chavez, that's a huge plot point. The Illuminati is a plot point. He opened it up for the Fantastic Four to come from the quantum realm. There's so many plot points that were there.
First time we got, granted, they didn't name drop it, but the first time we got mutants in the MCU.
Yeah. Relax.
And they also confirmed that if we do get a Fantastic Four, we're gonna have Franklin and Valeria because Reed said that he had 2 kids.
Now I will say to add to counteract that, I do agree in the sense of like I do wish there was a little bit more connection with the fact that they keep saying like Loki opened up the multiverse, Loki started the multiverse, but you wouldn't know that based on this movie. You would think it started here.
Yeah. But I guess it's saying this was possible because of Loki, what he did. Yeah, but then it's like, when is Loki? The thing that's confusing for me is Loki is not set in a time or place. So it's hard to say. Yeah, he's outside of time, but like, yeah.
So
right.
yeah. But, hold on, what is this? Destroying the Darkhold in the mountain was stupid and short-sighted. Like, no one can use these storytelling tools in the future.
No.
Next writer needs to retcon all of that.
I don't think so. I think that was the Darkhold obviously was too OP. And I think destroying it makes it for more compelling, harder working characters and makes the fight scene more than like what we saw with Wanda and the Illuminati. Like, now we get to watch like actual fight scenes, hands, like people.
Oh my God. That was the first time we really got to see Doctor Strange when he fought Baron Mordo.
Mordo,
yeah. When they fell down that little shaft or whatever. And it's like, that's the part that they never touched. Like Doctor Strange, he's the Sorcerer Supreme too, but he's also trained in martial arts, swordsmanship, and all these other things. And then like he was moving, he was getting busy.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I like that. You saw some of that in the first Doctor Strange movie where he was training sword fighting, but they don't go into it that much. He was being so lazy that he didn't want to do his own tie.
He was like, yeah, exactly. Someone said, what if Wanda gets sent to an Earth with the X-Men? Wanda's already in an Earth. That's what they were saying. The Wanda we saw may be in an Earth with the X-Men, and
he might have been an X-Men. You don't know what's going on.
Exactly. And I think those are the things that are open.
And now that I think about it, that's kind of probably why the Illuminati wasn't really stunting for her or checking for her, really.
Because they know Wanda.
That version of Wanda didn't become the Scarlet Witch, so they don't know the Scarlet Witch. They just know Wanda, her Avengers level power.
Yeah, exactly. And she was chilling. She had a home. She had a kids. They were chilling.
But I do think the Book of Ashanti, like all that was wasted. Like it was destroyed like instantly.
Yeah.
Immediately.
They gave you this big plot device, this big MacGuffin, and then took it away. And it's like at that point,
heard that in a while.
At that point, Strange had to turn to the dark side, you know.
But yeah, you would think a book of chaos magic written by an elder god would be harder to destroy. But remember, they said it was just a copy. That wasn't the original book.
The original was the mountain.
And she had to destroy herself.
And it was Wanda that destroyed it. She is chaos magic. So
exactly.
So that makes sense. But yeah, like I think, like I said, other than the Loki stuff and wishing it had more connection to that, I do feel like it definitely opened up at least the world of Doctor Strange. Like you get to the post-credit scene, we had Clea show up as Charlize Theron, and we see her going. You know, Clea is the niece of Dormammu, and she opened up back to the Dark Dimension. So we're gonna see more Dormammu show up in the universe. Obviously, we know Wanda's not dead, so we don't know when she's gonna show back up at some point, but we know she's showing back up. We got America Chavez. We got the introducing of that. She could travel the multiverse, so they can go anywhere in terms of the stories with regards to Marvel from this point. Now that the multiverse is like here,
it's accessible.
Yeah, it's here. It's accessible. So like, yeah, I definitely feel like it opened up the Marvel cinematic universe, multiverse.
They're gonna do a lot of retcons though. They're gonna have to bring back that guy that used to play Iron Man dad and get him in the Fantastic Four movie. Like, oh, this guy was here the whole time.
The one who played who?
Iron Man's dad.
Oh, okay.
Bring him
Charlize Theron's character, she was playing Clea. Clea is the niece of Dormammu from the Dark Dimension, and she also is she still the Sorcerer Supreme or?
Yeah, she's currently.
She's currently the Sorcerer Supreme in the comics, and she's also Doctor Strange's love interest.
Ooh, yeah. She looked good too.
I was confused with that because he did that whole thing and made the Watch put it back together like he was getting over his trauma. Like
no, the point was he realized he was holding on to Christine, and he realized in no universe is he ever with her.
Oh, so that makes.
So he was like, I need to move on.
It was a move on thing. Okay, so that's why they introduced her, because that is a love interest for him. So I was like, why would they do that after all this stuff with Christine? He
got the closure. He said, "Yo, I love you in every universe," and then he was like, "But and then he thought I have to let you go," so he let her go. So
I don't know if he's talking to us or the people in the chat, but y'all need to read Children's Crusade and Trial of Magneto to see what they do with her next. It's really exciting.
That's if they go there.
I mean,
that's if they do that, but
I doubt it.
I've read both, and I know Ron did, and I know Frankie read Children's Crusade. I'm not sure if she read Trial of Magneto.
Yeah, but we were just talking about that and why that wouldn't work. But
yeah,
either way,
so unless they introduce Iron Lad in Armor Wars or something like that.
I mean, y'all just enjoy it for what you enjoy it for, please. These are totally different.
But also, last thing I will mention, they also didn't explain because the Eye of Agamotto is working different in this movie. It's working like the Eye of Agamotto, like
when he used to keep the time stone.
Yeah, when he used to keep the time stone. They didn't explain. They didn't explain that, like how.
What's in there?
I thought it was just a piece of jewelry.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing in there,
right?
There's nothing in there, but it's like he's using it like when he made it to show the tentacled one that looks like Shuma Gorath.
Yeah,
I kept calling it Shuma Gorath. I'm like, oh, that's Shuma Gorath.
So does Wong have the time stone? Who has it now?
They got shrunk down.
It got shrunk down.
What they probably could do is bring them back when they bring back Reed Richards.
Right, but my whole thing is, again, especially like going back to like the idea of not just black people, but just people of color. I'm like, if Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme and that relic was supposed to be held with the Time Stone and the Sorcerer Supreme is supposed to have, Wong should have the Eye of Agamotto, not Strange.
I agree. I was like, why? But
and then if Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme, like he should have. I feel like he should have done more. I feel like he should have
had more spells or something like that, or more powers or something. Something that comes with it.
He said we also didn't even see him in the multiverse, like different versions of Wong, like even in the other.
This is the only dimension with an irresponsible Doctor Strange that let Wong become Sorcerer Supreme.
No,
because remember, what's his face was Sorcerer Supreme in the other universe.
Mordor. Yeah,
that Doctor Strange died though.
He died.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that they just don't respect Wong as a character. He doesn't respect Wong. Like
he bows him at the end of the episode.
Yo, as a joke.
Yeah, but that was as a that's that white man privilege.
Yeah, like if I bow to you, Your Highness, he didn't respect him.
Doctor Strange is like the quintessential like privileged white man.
He had drunk fight-eye kid who got on a Patagonia vest with a checkered button-up and Sperry's and hooligans. Y'all never been in one of those bars on St. Patty's Day, but that's what Dr. Strange is.
Yeah,
exactly. So Ron, I've been trying to get this out of y'all. Ron, what would you rate this movie? Scale 1 to 10.
1 to 10. I gotta go by letter grades. I'll give it a B plus.
A B plus. Okay, that's not bad. Ron, BlackGayComicGeek, Mike.
For me, even though there were things that I feel like they could have done better, more connection. Didn't like the treatment of the black and brown characters. As a standalone movie in and of itself, I had fun. Putting all that aside, which I shouldn't even have to say, but I would say overall, I would give it a 8 out of 10.
Okay.
So my rating, I would give it a hit.
Excuse me. Yeah, I really loved this movie. I loved how they updated Wanda. I love seeing the Illuminati. I love seeing just different ways that it could go. I didn't have a problem with the movie, and maybe it was because I didn't see any trailers. Maybe it's because I have all the background. I watched all the MCU properties. I give it a 9 out of 10. I loved it. And maybe because it spoke to me.
No, it's kind of like an 8.
Yeah, B plus is not a 6.5. Is like a C. It's like a C plus.
Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it. So I'm excited. So maybe we start talking about Young Justice soon.
Yo, we were just talking.
I need to catch up.
Let's catch up in a week or so because this is the last
episode that just happened.
I'm gonna say I might need more than a week. I'm in Amsterdam right now, so like I'm busy all this week. So like,
all right, 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks, y'all. We'll come back. We'll talk about.
I don't even know what time. It's 11:27 right now. So
those episodes are 20 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's how many episodes?
Like 12. 20.
So that's a lot. And we still got to talk. We still got to
talk. You said it been like 12-ish. Yeah.
And we still got to do the finale of Moon Knight. Even though I don't have much to say about like. I thought the finale was. I thought it was mid.
I thought it was okay.
There was some high points. There was some high points in there.
The best part of the episode for me was the post credit scene with Jake.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than that, I was just like. But anyway, yeah, let's end the stream. It's 10 o'clock. I gotta work at the corporate office in the morning. And what time is it? What time is it where y'all are? It's like 3. It's like 3 o'clock. Yeah, 4:30. No, it's the sun finally went down.
Wait, let me see. Look, in like half an hour, it was like out.
No, like last half hour is like at 9:30. The sun was still out. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, follow us all on our social media channels. For those of you that came to the stream late, you can see Frankie and I's pictures from the red carpet premiere of Doctor Strange. Hopefully, it was the first. It was the first. Hopefully, it won't be the last. We're gonna try to get Ron to pull up with us, even though I keep telling Ron who he need to email and send out messages, and he don't never do it. Yeah, he's hard-headed. Send Ron some DMs and tell him to get on the shit.
Tell him to start doing TikToks too.
Tell him to start doing TikToks.
Ron,
as well.
Can you at least do comic recommendations?
You can do comic recommendations,
like A+. Yo,
he been saying I am
every Wednesday
since last year's WandaVision.
You don't even have to
when it was just me and Ron going live. He kept saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. We still waiting."
All right.
All you have to do is show.
I have other projects and work.
White out the
creative mode, but I'll
and then talk it out. You can actually, if you make a fucking 10-line version of what your synopsis is or what your review is, you can read it over panels.
Yeah, you don't even have to show your face.
And you don't even put on makeup, so I don't know what your problem is. Sorry, we had to give him a hot press on live. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Yeah. Man got 1 million reach on his website, and he ain't utilizing that.
Crazy.
Anyway,
what you doing, bro?
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, I gotta roll. It's Mother's Day.
Let's get out of here. It's Mother's Day.
Oh, it's Mother's Day. Yeah, happy Mother's Day again.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. And so hit the bell notification button so you're alerted next time we go live or next time I post a video. Check out the other videos. Follow us all on social media. Hit the like button if you haven't already, or if you're also watching the replay. If you made it to this end, thank you so much. Hit the like button and all that said, and we out.